is go through the setup of the MT4 platform from installation to get it ready for the dashboard. So the first thing, now all of you may not do the same thing, you probably want to do some things a little different, but I'm just going to go through the way I do it here. First thing I do is open up and look for my C drive, and what I do is create a special folder to put it in. And for this example, we'll just call it MT4 underscored test. And hit OK. So that's the folder I'm going to be putting it in. You can give it any name you want. If you don't do this, it'll install it under the program files folder. But I usually do this, it works the best. Okay, so we got our folder. It's called MT4 test. Now we can install the program. Normally you'd go to the website of your broker and download it from there. I already have the little execute here to kick it off, so I just click on that when I want to do another install here. And we click on run. And it comes up with this. We click yes. Comes up with this. You gotta agree to this. And then what you do is click on the settings button. And now what we're gonna do is browse for that folder I created, because that's where I want to put it. And it was called MT4 test, MT4 test. Here it is right here. So we just double click that, click OK, and now we can go on next. You can see now it's going to install it into that folder that we created. I'm going to uncheck this because I'm not interested in that right now. Click next. And click the finish button. And after you've gone through the other appropriate boxes and check boxes, you'll end up with a screen that looks something like this. Or you may have data on these windows in this particular trader, this particular broker. It comes up this way. So what I usually do is just go in and delete these. And we can close the navigator window here for a minute. Now what you want to do is right click and click on show all. You want to make sure all the pairs are listed here. Now eventually we only need 28 pairs plus maybe the dollar Troy or the euro Troy, and if you don't want these other ones on there, you can always delete them if you want to. Just right click, just highlight them and delete them, whatever you want to do with them. But for now we'll leave them on there, but make sure you right click and show all, so we get all, and make sure your broker does have all the necessary 28 pairs required. And usually what I do is I just move these over so I get my title bar correct. And then what we want to do is go into the tools options, and under experts, check the first box, uncheck all these in the middle, and check the box. This is allow DLL, so those two got to be checked. Everything else is unchecked. Click OK, and when you do that, this should go back to green where it was red before. And so now we're ready to install the files that came in your zip folder. So what we want to do is go up here to the open data folder, and this is where they got to go. And for now, I'm just going to shut down the MT4. We don't need it right now. This is where we got to put them. And you should have got a zip file. Looks similar to this. This one's got my name on it. But you should have got a zip file when you open it up. You should get this. Now what you want to do is, we got templates here. So what I'm going to do is copy all the templates. Put them all over here in the template folder. And we got scripts. Copy those. And put them over into this script folder. Libraries. We got this on doc ex4. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste it over into the libraries folder. Now with that one, be sure you go in and rename this to a DLL. The reason it comes as an ex4 is because a lot of email programs or virus scanners won't let a DLL come through. So rename it, hit enter. Yep, so we changed that one, so we're good on that one now. Got our scripts, now we can do our indicators. Depending on what you purchased, if you purchase just the package, it should have at least these two indicators in there. I'm going to put those over into the indicator folder. And got left, we'll have experts left. And this will be the dashboard. Put him into the experts folder. And this is just a README file. It's basically the same one that came in your email. If you want to look at it, you can look at it. Okay, we have those all in there. Now I also have one more I'm going to put into the experts folder. I'm going to put version 1 in there. I'm going to copy that. I got it over on the other screen here. And I'm going to put that into the experts folder also. The reason I'm doing that is because I got something I want to show you on version 1. Okay, so they're all in there. Now on the desktop you should have this icon, Trader's Way. Particular, you can rename this if you want to. In this case we could call it, what did we call it before? We called it MT4_test. Go like that. And just continue. And okay, let's get this out of the way for now. Okay, so now if we double click this, we should get up and running. Now we can close this out. And what I want to do is open up. We can use the dollar turkey here. Okay, we got him on the screen. Now what we want to do is close this window. And over in the scripts, remember we loaded some scripts in here. Gotta get this a little bit bigger here. We got this one called force load. What we want to do is force load as much data in here as we can get. So open up your experts tab. Now take this, just drag it over on the chart. And you see down here it says loaded successfully. Now you're going to have to wait as this loads data. We're going to pause here for just a minute. Then we'll come back. You can see it here as it starts to scroll through. It's going to have to do all of the pairs that are listed under your window here. Remember, when we looked for all the pairs, they're going to come up one at a time, so it's going to take a while. You can see it's going slow, so I'm going to pause here and just wait. Okay. It finally finished. Took about 10 minutes. And as you can see, most of them, they all say success. And here's your pairs that downloaded. It downloaded the time frames. Here you got the 1, the 5, 15, 30, all the way up to the monthly, and it tells you how many bars it downloaded for each time frame. In the case of the 1 minute, it loaded 2,048 bars. Same all the way up to the daily. And when you got to the weekly, it loaded 1,160. And here we got 287 for the monthly. You don't want to see any errors here. If you see any errors here, then you want to do is drag it over on the chart again and let it run again. Let's back down here if I get a hold of it. Just grab this, drag it over there again. You see now it's going real fast because the data was already there. Now what I do a lot of times, rather than doing this when I load a new test platform onto my computer here, since I've got several other ones here, they've been running for a few months. What I'll do is I'll go over to one of my other platforms that I've been running for 6 months or a year or whatever, and open up the data folder. So this will be a data folder from another MT4 platform. And then what I'll do is open up the data folder for this one. And what I'll do, I know this history folder has a lot of history in it, and it's the same broker. So what I'll do is just right click it, copy it, and then what I'll do is go over to this data folder, which is the one I've just downloaded, this MT4 platform, and I'll delete this history folder, and then I'll copy the one from over here into this folder. That way I got plenty of history. That way I don't have to go through this if I don't want to. But that's only if you've had previous versions from the same broker, MT4 platforms running, and you know they have a lot of history. Otherwise, first time, you're going to have to do it this way. Okay, so now we supposedly got our history up to date. And I'm going to, what we want to do, we got to remember to set up these shortcuts, these hotkeys. Otherwise, several of the buttons on the dashboard will not work. So we got these scripts in here. One is called the change template. For that one, we got to set up a alternate M hotkey. And we got the change time frame one, which is alternate P. So set those up, just click the set button, they're good to go. And that should take care of them. And as you can see, we got our dashboard in here, version 2C. Now remember, I put 1C in here just because I want to show you something here in a few minutes. And indicators, these are the ones that come with it, the normal MT4. And here's the one we added in, the AITG-TS. And also the AITG Wrinkle Builder version 1, which is used when we're building wrinkle charts with the dashboard. So you should have these two in there if you've got the starter package. So those two will be in the starter package, along with the dashboard version 2C, along with these two template ones down here, scripts and also the force load script. And then of course remember the one back in the libraries folder where we changed it to a DLL. Okay, now one other thing I want to remind you of is, get this out of the way here a little bit. We can close that window. Okay, now you remember when we first started up, we created this folder over here called MT4 Test. Now you do not put anything in any of these folders that are over here. You notice there is a script folder. Do not put the scripts there. Do not put anything in here. This is where MT4 installs some of its stuff, but we do not put any of our stuff in there. All of our stuff always goes under the data folder. Here's the data folder. Now here is where that data folder is actually located if you want to go find it. It's under the user folder, it's the app data, it's roaming, it's under metacodes, under terminal, and then it gives you this big long screwy number like this. So if you got more than one platform running MT4 and you want to find out where your stuff is, you may want to write down these first 3 or 4 numbers for this particular platform. So if you have any problems, you can go to this link. Here, I'll show you. If we go over there, go down to users, and I think it was app data, I believe, and you go to roaming, and you go to metacodes, and you go to terminal. You see, these are all the MT4s, that platforms that I have installed on here that I'm using for test purposes. And remember, I told you about the first 4 numbers. That's the only way you can find it over here. Know exactly which one it is. And as you do more and more MT4 testing and platforms crash or you don't want to use them anymore, be sure you come over here and delete them, because this will start adding up after a while. If you do a lot of testing and building a lot of MT4 platforms and you no longer use them, you could end up with a bunch of stuff over here you don't want. So remember, that's where they're located. Now if you can't get to this location, if you can't find that path, what that means is these folders are hidden. So what you'll have to do is go into your Windows and unhide the hidden folders. You'll have to look that up on Google, or if you don't know how to do it, but unhide them, because a lot of times with the new install of Windows, or if you have it never unhidden any folders, these could be hidden, and you'll get over here and you won't be able to find this path because it is hidden. So just unhide the folders, and then you'll be able to find that path. But just remember that path name. Here's that number, because a lot of times you may create a setup where the MT4 locks up and you can't do nothing. You shut it down, you bring it up, it locks up again because you got something screwed up on one of the settings in the TS or the dashboard or something, and it's causing it to lock up when as soon as you launch it, even on a new launch. If that happens, rather than just deleting the whole system, what you want to do is go over to your data folder. If you remember which number that one that's locking up is, you can go over here to the data folder, go to profiles. This is with MT4 closed down. Go to profiles, delete the default profile. The default profile is a profile you just made when you set up everything over here, and apparently something didn't work right and it's locking up the system. Go back here and just delete this folder, and it'll get rid of the stuff that's in there. Right now we don't have much of a profile, we haven't created anything, but delete this, close it down, and then start up MT4 again, and it should come up. And what it'll do, it'll come up with just a blank screen, brand new screen, and you can start over again, putting the dashboard on and setting it up the way you wanna. But sometimes you might run across that where it locks up on you, and even shutting down or doing a forced shutdown of the MT4 and then bringing it back up, it still locks up because you did something, set up something wrong, and it's causing it to crash when it loads up. So that's one way to fix that. Okay, so now we're basically all set and ready to go here. This is our USD TRY, which we're going to put our dashboard on. So what we want to do, right now it pops up on the 1 hour, that you can change whatever you decide on doing later on. We'll put our black template on there. That's one of the templates we put into the template folder. And you notice it erases everything. It does leave the scale on here. The reason I leave the scale on is because the version number, when it comes up here for the dashboard or the EA, uses the same color. And if you notice in the properties of the chart, if I turn this off, which is called the foreground color, you won't be able to see the EA number up here. So you gotta leave that on. Okay, so we got our black template loaded. Now we can drag our dashboard on it. One thing I wanted to show you before we do that is the reason I got 1C here is because open this up a bit. Inputs, but we're not going to change anything. I'm just going to load it. You notice it comes up and it says illegal copy. The reason for that is, you see this name up here? Should be the same as this name over here. But if you sent me the wrong name that this is set up to work with, it will come up with the illegal copy. And what that means is the name you sent me that you said this was going to work with does not match this name exactly. It has to match it exactly. Punctuation, capitalization, everything. So if you have that problem, what you should do, take a screen capture of this so I can see what this looks like right here. And then I can send you another copy. Okay, so that's the reason I wanted to show you what 1C looks like. When you get the illegal copy, 2C will do the same thing. And as you can see, the reason I left the scale on over here, now you can see this. If I turn off that scale, foreground color, set it to none, you will not be able to see this. So it's handy if you can see this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get rid of this expert. And we'll drag the 2C over. And we don't change any inputs right now, but you notice now we do not get the legal copy because this name matches what this particular dashboard is set up for. And like I says, the hotkeys for the template and time frame are for these two buttons right here. If you forget to set those up, these will not work. These are, remember, where you can change the time frame or the template on all your open charts except the dashboard chart. That is one reason why we put the dashboard on the USD Turkey or the Euro Turkey, so it does not interfere with any of the 28 charts. And you have to have all 28 charts available over in your list. If they aren't, it will not work. You will get a divide by zero arrow down in the experts tab. When you open this up, if you have any problems, always remember to send me a picture of this or something. This tells me what the problem is. And the problem is, if you don't have all 28 charts over here, you will get a divide by zero error. And if you don't have enough data over here, even if you're missing some, it may have some data. You may open up a chart and say, data's there, it looks good, but it may be missing some. You could get the divide by zero error. So remember that. And another thing, the reason we put this on the USD Turkey or the Euro Turkey is, if you look over here at the lot size, minimum lot size. Minimum lot size on any of these pairs with this particular broker is 0.01. Now, here is gold. Say we put our dashboard on the gold chart. Now we are on the gold chart. It looks fine, right? But we are trying to trade a 0.01 lot. If we try to take a trade, the broker will not accept it because he says we cannot take a 0.01 lot because we have this on the gold. And as you notice up here, the minimum lot size that we can do on gold is 0.1. The dashboard does not differentiate between which pair we are trading over here and what the chart is placed on. The dashboard is placed on, and in this case the dashboard is on the gold chart. So the dashboard gets this information from the broker, and the broker is telling us we can only trade a minimum of a 0.1 lot on the gold chart. So do not put this on the gold chart and pretend to try to trade a 0.01 lot. Same way with silver. We put this on silver, you see what it says, 0.1. We cannot trade a 0.01. And it's the same way with some of the other ones down here too. So be sure you do not do that. Keep it on the either the Euro Turkey, which is this one here, or the dollar Turkey. And now you can see, now we can trade a 0.01 because our minimum lot is 0.01. So that's the reason why we use the Euro Turkey or the dollar Turkey. And we do not use one of these pairs, because if we were to put it on one of these pairs, when we go to change the template or the period, it would also change the template on the one that we got the dashboard on. So this way, we gotta keep the dashboard. Keep it on the dollar Turkey or the Euro Turkey, either one, don't matter. Now when you do this the first time, if you do it on a weekend when the broker is closed or not doing any trading, this may not come up. It may just come up black all over in here. It's because the dashboard is trying to pull information from the broker and he can't get any, so it just stops. One other thing I have run across is if you open up an account, like a live account, and you don't put any money in it, this will also stop because it's looking for a starting balance. And if the account has no balance in it, the dashboard figures you can't trade on a live account that doesn't have any money in it. So it's not going to load either. So those are just a couple things we have run across. Time up here, this is your local computer time. It should match the time on your computer, 24-hour clock. This is your broker time. Should match the time that's on your charts. The chart time is broker time. In this case, this is Central Standard Time. And you can see the difference between me and the broker. It's like, what, 8 hours, I guess. Now be sure you look at these. You'll notice the hours are different, but the minutes and seconds are fairly close. If you find your computer clock is way off in minutes and seconds from the broker time, you may want to update your computer clock. You may want to refresh it. Go out to the National Bureau of Standards or wherever you want to go and do a refresh. As you can see, these are within a couple seconds of each other right now. Now the computer clock should continue to tick. Now the broker clock may stop at times. The reason for that is there are no ticks coming in. This is tick driven, and this is coming from the broker. So if there are no ticks coming in, this will not update. It may sit there for a while. Same way on a weekend. This will stop. I think it's 24, I don't know, 59 or something odd number. It sits there, doesn't do anything. Where this one will run on the weekend. And like I said, the first time you install this, it may not be able to get it up running on a weekend. We'll get more into the operation. There are 7 videos on how to use the dashboard. You should look at all those and get a good idea of just how it works. There's a lot of different things you can do here. Most of this information here comes from the broker. And if you want to do a chart, just click on the button, and there's our HAS TS that came with the package. We'll get into this in another video. So I think that about covers everything. It should get you up and running. And be sure to watch the 7 videos on the dashboard, and there'll be videos on the HAS, how to use it, and the other TSs, and also you got your graph, remember, and you also got the stats window up here, which right now don't have any stats in it because we haven't traded on this platform. It's a brand new platform. And these are your pip values. It tells you what the value, how much a pip is worth at a 0.01. Lot size is worth 8 cents. Now if you crank this up, of course, to a 0.1, now you can see this is kind of what they go by when they say, oh, it's usually $1 a pip. Well, it's not really $1 a pip. This is what it basically is. So if you traded 1 pip on all 28 pairs, you would get $25.20. Kind of gives you a value.